Hello, this is Tim Law with Playing It Forward Coaching. I'm really happy to have a wonderful guy here, a guy named Phil Myers, who is the main pro and owner of the Wisehaven Tennis Center. Very rapidly coming forward is the 101st City County tournament, one of the oldest events going on, if not the oldest here in your county. So Phil, tell us a little bit about it, my man. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you too. Thanks for having me. So yeah, this is the 101st year. I guess the first year was 1921. I obviously was not around for that.
Nor was I, Phil. Okay.
Right. Contrary to popular belief, right?
Well, I guess if I was Uncle Grandpa, in reality, I might be around then, but not really. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, so I've been at the helm as tournament director since 2013. So coming up quickly on, I mean, we're almost at 10 years for me running this tournament. It's kind of gone by in a blur, but you know, from the time that I took it over, I think we went from in 2012, the year before I took over, I think there were about 16 guys in the draw, maybe. Mm-hmm. And we only had one draw. We would just have one, you know, open singles draw. So once I took over, we ended up at, you know, in the last few years, we've had over 40 men playing between two draws. So I ended up splitting into an open draw and then an intermediate draw, which is like a 3-5 level tennis player and below. So that seems to be very popular with, you know, a lot of our players, and you know, certainly a lot better than, you know, for some of our recreational players to go out there and run into somebody like me or Jim Kohr in the first round. That's not really much fun for them.
Right,
you know?
right.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
How about your other draws, Phil? Because I know you've got you're going to have a juniors this year, and you know, obviously the women's draw, mixed doubles, etc. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so yeah, for the first year in a long time, we decided to have a juniors draw. That's actually taking place this weekend. Mm-hmm. So that'll be like the 12s through the 18s, you know, for both boys and girls. It's, you know, it's a first year event. It's obviously not where I want it to be, you know, as in terms of participation right now. But, you know, with the first year, it's always tough to get things up and running, and then you kind of grow from there.
Sure.
So I mean, I think we have a lot of room to improve, obviously, but it's just good to get it on the books and, you know, get it moving forward and just kind of go from there. So
yeah, well, you certainly have to start someplace, that's for sure. So some of the main traditions, Phil, with some of the you know, great people that have played in those, because I know back, I think they said in the 60s and 70s, the draw number was insane as far as the number of people.
So from what I heard about the 60s and 70s was like, I mean, that's the golden age of tennis across, you know, the United States.
Sure.
You know, participation was up, you know, through the roof.
But you had all the baby boomers at that point too, so that was a big group of people.
It was, and so the draws were actually the men's draw would be 128 men, which is the size of a Grand Slam.
Yeah. Wow.
And they, you know, they said, you know, you didn't get to make scheduling concessions. It was played on the courts at Farquhar Park, and you showed up when you were scheduled. You took off work if you had to, because that's when you were scheduled. So that was how it was in the early days. And then obviously I'm sure they got into more primetime scheduling as they went on, but you know, that's probably more in line with like the big name, like Gil Rothrock was like he was the big name around that time. Anybody that I've talked to, because unfortunately I never got to see him play, they're like, you know, Gil was such an incredible talent. They thought that, you know, he could have made it on the tour as a professional, but there was no money in tennis at the time.
Right. Not till hit that open era like 1968, you know. So
right.
And how many times did he win it, Phil? He won it a bunch.
10 or 11.
Yeah. And Jim Kohr, obviously, he won it 14, 15 times, something like that.
I think it was more like 18 or 19.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's actually 19.
Okay. And you've won it a number of times. How many times have you won it now?
I have 5.
Okay.
And I think I believe Craig Diehl has 11 or 12.
Okay. Yeah. All good players there, that's for sure. Who do you see as some of the main people that are entering this year in let's say the men's draw?
Well, that remains to be seen. A lot of our players like to wait until the last minute, of course, which drives me crazy. But um, I'll be playing again, and then we may see. There's a good chance that we'll probably see some guys that were in the finals the last few years that I played against. So I haven't heard from Jim yet. I know he's busy teaching, and he's got geography working against him where he's at in Maryland. So
You're referring to Jim Kohr.
yes, I don't know if he's going to play this year. I'd like him to. Obviously,
Sure.
it's always good to have somebody of that caliber in the draw.
Yeah.
And then, Dave Musser, I'm pretty confident we're going to see again. He was my opponent last year in the final. And Peter Landis, there's a good chance we'll see him as well. So he was my opponent the year before. And then there might be some rumors out there, some whispers that Brian Fox, the junior director at Hempfield, might be playing singles as well. So we'll see. But as many quality players as we can get, I'll take it. I would love it.
Sure. And how about some of the ladies? Who do you expect there?
Well, I haven't really started talking to them, a whole lot, but we have some past, county contenders from high school girls that are playing already. So Laura Zielinski signed up. She was
good.
Yeah, she was as everybody knows, a Northeastern stud. And
you're referring to Laura.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I
exactly.
knew that.
Definitely not you. So yeah, she signed up already. We're probably gonna see several other players. I'm hoping Katie Wagner, or I'm sorry, it could be Katie Inners now. I don't know. She just got married this summer, so
right.
We'll see what name she decides to enter under. But I'm hoping that we see her in the draw as well. It's always my goal is to try to bring back as many past champions as possible.
Sure.
We want the deepest draw possible. So I've said the last few years since we moved it to August. This is the third year, I believe, that we're doing August. And I think it's just gone really well for us being at this time of year, and that it's always going to be this week. So I think, if people want to plan their vacations around it, they can, because it's going to happen this week in August every year. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's real good for sure. As far as anybody, coming in, let's say some of the younger ones coming in, entering, what advice would you give to them, Phil?
Keep your head up, play everybody like you think you can win. Never go out on the court knowing that you're going to lose, because then it's true. It's definitely going to happen. So, and take away as many lessons as you can from your losses, because that's the only way that you get better.
Sure. Well, and any last thoughts here, Phil, as far as the this tremendous tradition, or anything else you want to conclude on here?
Yeah, I mean, just go out and play. It doesn't matter if I don't think it matters if you're in shape or you're not in shape. Just go out and compete and have fun. Like, I mean, obviously, when you play good tennis, or you're a part of good tennis, even if you don't win, you still come off the court feeling like you accomplished something, like you had a good time, and that's just what it is. No matter what shape I'm in, if I'm in good shape, bad shape, I'm always going to play this tournament. I don't care. I'm going to play every draw that I can, because this is my favorite tournament of the year. And, I've carried it really close to my heart for a long time. And I haven't missed a year of this tournament since I started playing in 10th grade, at the end of 10th grade.
Wow. Really impressive. Who's going to be your doubles partner, or is it a top secret? Is it Federer or Djokovic? Who do you have this year, Phil?
Yeah, well, I'm not a big Djokovic fan, as you know. So,
I knew that. I throw that at you.
He was basically the first person that was ruled out on the list. So I guess you'll just have, it's a big secret. So, I mean, you'll just have to wait and see and show up and watch to find out who my partner is. So.
Okay. Same thing with the mixed doubles. Is that a big secret too?
No, that's definitely my wife.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. I figured we'd be seeing Heather there. That's for sure.
Yeah. Heather will be playing women's and mixed doubles.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and maybe I can hang on to your son again, so it doesn't crawl out in the court like he was trying to do last year, with you
the
guys.
More help, the better. It takes a village.
Well, Phil, this has been great. Very much appreciate it. Hang out for a second after I pause this, and we'll chat for a minute.
Sounds good.
And good luck. And the dates of the tournament, please say those.
It's going to be August 4th to 7th for the doubles, and it's going to be August 7th to 11th for the singles. So it
Okay.
spans August 4th to 11th.
4th through the 11th, and doubles coming off first. Okay, great, great. Okay, well, thanks, Phil. I appreciate it. And just hang in here,
Thanks,
and I'll
Tim.
be right with you.
Sounds good. Thanks.